All right, well, I'm definitely not going to make that same decision there as Walsh. I'm going the other side. We're going check 6. We're going to see Demon D come out hot. We're going to see the new revitalized Native come out. We're going 3-2, check 6.
All right, gentlemen, well, I'm going to go ahead and let you take it away. Let's get loud in the crowd and have some fun here with some Halo. Over to you, fellas.
Yeah, this is going to be a great match. We're jumping on board with the player strong side called out. This is Demon D, who's going straight towards Red Nest and also wisely laying down shots towards that catwalk.
Yeah, he's got two teammates pushing up from the flank there over towards the top catwalk and just staying alive, gets the capture, and now is making a perfect rotation around towards Blue Ben to help out Claim finish off this capture, who has Overshield and Rockets. Gonna pick up an easy kill here on Musa and keep those Rockets alive along with a little bit of Overshield. Even if it's just that little bit of OS, it's such a pain to get into a 1v1 battle or even fight a player like this. It looks like they're going for the trip cap right now as well. Still has the Rockets, fires it. He's not gonna be able to get the connection. Does know the player is in there. That player surprisingly just completely looked away. He didn't even double back. Claim was able to just catch him off guard, get the easy kill, and now we see a trip cap.
Yeah, I think that player just assumed that Claim had fallen down to bomb center, so not a great assumption to make right there in that situation. But one thing that was great from Claim was the fact that even though he had Blue Bend, he had Rockets in the area, he knew he wanted to control security. One of the strongest points on this map. Catwalk can be such a pain to take back if you're not smart over there. The reason that it's so tough to take back is there are not many great avenues to take over catwalk. You either have to go from lower red over to backside security or expose yourself through the open blue plat side of catwalk to just fight over and have a chance at capturing it.
Well, Walsh, I'm going to take a line from you here. I like this play. Claim making the flank. He saw two teammates die from across the map, and now he's making the perfect rotation. He stops Nest from getting captured. Now making a full rotation to help get Blue Ben back in control, able to pick up the kill. Yeah, it gets reset, but doesn't matter. They're still putting time on the board. Turns around, gets the beatdown kill on Kratos. What a kill. Claim just doing what he needs to do to keep this part of the map in control, and now he's making a rotation back. Nest is getting captured, but he's making his move. Does go down, not able to get the kill. Two players will be camping right there in that nest.
Yeah, and while Claim was distracting though, his other teammate right here, Arctic, was able to get control of those Rockets, so it just seems like such a stranglehold on these power weapons from the Check 6 squad. Finally seeing something going in the favor, though, of eRa, as we now have Camo in the hands of Kratos and Overshield in the hands of Musa.
Definitely two things you want to have to turn things around for your squad. They're able to capture two strongholds, slowly putting some time on the board, but you're going to see Kratos go down with that camo, and not something you want to see there as they're trying to just slowly bring themselves back. But it looks like it was for the better, actually, because they get the trip cap. Musa picks up a double kill, and you've got Straight Sick on the flank to get that reset on the nest, and that player from the red squad is going to drop down and not be any nuisance of getting that nest capture.
Yeah, and that's always so demoralizing when you get so close to capturing a stronghold and die last moment, it gets reset, and you felt like your whole life went for nothing in those situations. It's absolutely frustrating because it's this game is all about time. Doesn't matter whether you're in respawn screen or if you're not shooting people for 8 seconds. If you're out of the battle for 8 seconds, that's the same amount of time as being a non-factor.
Well, they are slowly inching back here in this game. It's 41-45. They have not let up that aggression at all. You've got Straight Sick now moving around the outer part of the map by blue side. But look at this, you're gonna see a player, Arctic, just fly out, but there is a player flanking. That will be a trade though. That's gonna be 3 down for eRa and 2 down for Check 6. Check 6 now in the lead with players alive on the map, and they are slowly now trying to get control back in their favor.
One thing you have to question right there though, you called out 3 dead for eRa, and you saw Neptune just flying out towards Nest, challenging. Is that the right move for the young gun to be making when he's the last player alive?
Definitely not, and maybe there's some miscommunication there. Sometimes you're so caught up in the game, you need someone on your team or even a coach to say, hey, stay alive. Just be the player to stay alive and let us all spawn up and then make a 4-man push. It's no use in just falling right there and then having 3 players just spawn up and realize, hey, we're already a man down. Nothing we can do. But it looks like the Overshield did go into the hands of
Oh my God.
Wow. Demon D, what a play. Not too many times we see ground pounds coming into it.
Yeah, especially when you're no shields and that person should have had the jump on you. Straight Sick making good use of his Overshield and Rockets, arguably, but at the same time, he had to give his whole overshield, and now he's kind of not in the best position, so I'd like to see him reposition here. This is a great move here from Straight Sick, eRa Eternity's member, who is holding on to these rockets. I like this play because at the end of the day, he cannot die, but how did Arctic get that flank on him? I believe Arctic is the camo player, making great use of that power-up. There's a double kill. Is Arctic aware that the rockets are down over there? Guess he does not care since he is laying down some shots over at Red Nest and getting that coveted catwalk.
And Demon D right behind him, helping him get that stronghold capture just a little bit quicker to speed things up, being down 52 to 78. They've got a lot of time to bring this back, but we saw what happened at the beginning of the game, going up by so much and then bringing it back into the game. But here are the rockets that you called out. Straight Sick was able to pick up these rockets, and that seems like this is going to come back and bite them in the rear.
Yeah, that is a massive mistake. Anytime you take down a player with a power weapon, that should be called out instantly. It looks like Demon D is actually able to finally get that kill and acquire those rockets, but at what cost? I mean, they gave up a couple deaths earlier. That could have been some more points and control going in the favor of Check 6.
All right, well, Demon D over towards the blue side, making a move here. He does have his teammate nearby. Gets hit by a grenade. Nicely placed grenade. That player does know he is around here somewhere. Can't locate him. But Demon D, he does spot Kratos. He'll take him down. That's one kill. That's going to be a naded down for them as well. And Demon D is going to get caught out in the open, trying to make it up the stairs. Not going to be a good move for him, but while that's happening, Claim is so close to getting that capture and gets taken down. It is very unfortunate. Like you said earlier, when you are so close, just everything has been taken away from you.
Yeah, it is devastating during those situations. And here we go once again. The Rockets starting off in the hands of eRa Eternity. This seems to be a common theme in many situations where it seems like Check 6 will be in decent positions where they have some sort of tabs on the power weapons, but eRa ends up walking away with them because in that previous situation, I believe we saw Claim over at that blue bend, not able to acquire those rockets since he got killed.
Well, Straight Sick, if he can get this stop, they're going to be looking good here. Actually, they do lose control of one of the strongholds as that's happening, but they are able to get re-control of that catwalk at 92 points right now. All they have to do is just hold on a little bit longer. Straight Sick trying to stay alive. They have a trip cap right now. They're losing Blue Ben, but look at this. He is just dipsy doodling everywhere, buying so much time. That is what you want to do. 97. Those few seconds bought his team a little bit of time where they're going to be able to pretty much close this out unless that nest gets captured, but it's not going to happen. There you go. You're going to see eRa go ahead and take game number 1. And you know what? I really like that play. I like that Straight Sick play at the end. Just buying, I'd say 4 seconds. 4 seconds, 5 seconds, keeping that player away.
Yeah, so great job right there to close that one out. They got off to a rough start too. If you remember at the very beginning, I believe we saw Check 6 get off to about, what, a 30 to 40 point lead? And then from there on out, eRa's able to even it up and then take the lead the rest of the match.
Yeah, let's take a look at the stats here in just a moment, but definitely a good amount of assists coming out from eRa and not nearly as much coming out from Check 6. But taking a look from Neptune, 15 kills and 13 assists, and definitely putting a lot of focus on that objective as well, and that's what you gotta like to see. Laying down the most damage dealt in the entire game, 2,445, and an incredible shot accuracy on top of that.
Yeah, one last thing I also want to bring highlight to is notice that perfect kill counter. There's only 3 perfect kills throughout the entire game, and that's not a strike against these players. It's a testament more to their teamwork and their mobility. Because one thing I think players at home are thinking when they're trying to go pro in Halo or get this top level, like, oh, well, you just gotta get perfect shots every single time. It's gotta be a single man job. You gotta be able to do all these kills on your own. And no, it's an absolute team effort, knowing how to position yourself so that you don't have to challenge and get a perfect kill in order to stay alive.
Yeah, without a doubt. Those 1v1 fights, I've always thought that, yeah, it comes into those very clutch moments. If you do win that 1v1 fight, that's usually, it could be a turning point in the game, but yeah, you're not gonna get into too many 1v1 fights. And it really does come down to kind of moving in duos sometimes, and just, even if you're moving across the map, just pecking a guy 1 time with a pistol shot or 2 times, like just getting them a little bit weak, so if he gets into an encounter with your teammate, it's already down to half shields.
Yeah, I always knew you were pretty rough in the 1v1 department back in the day, Strong Sides. That's why you kind of came up with the mindset of ducking your head and running away, because you need to get help from teammates. And so I always kind of respected that from you as a player.
Well, actually, talking about 1v1 with you and I remember a 1v1 back in the day, and I wish you could see Walshy's smirk right now, because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. We had an epic 1v1. I'm going to make this story quick, but we had an epic 1v1 back in the day. I think this was like MLG Chicago or something, long time ago, 2005 or something. We had a 1v1. Walsh was up by like 3 kills. There's probably like 45 seconds left, maybe a minute. I end up coming back. There's 10 seconds left on the clock. He's up by 1. I just killed him. And I'm like, please, just spawn in front of me. Just please. We're playing on Warlock. Please spawn in front of me.
The man puts his controller down, literally goes like this as I'm spawning, picks his controller up, and I spawn in front of him.
Gave him the
I mean,
quick 4.
games where there's divine intervention, those don't count. Not in my book.
So we had to make the replay. And we all know who took that one. But you're all right. That's, I mean, you did help me kind of mold my 4v4 play. So, but 1v1, I got you. I got you pretty good on that one. But yeah, so back to this series, though. Back to the series. It's good reminiscing sometimes. But,
It is.
Going into this next game, Check 6, Plaza Slayer. I think sometimes when you look at a team like this, sometimes they need a wake-up call. Sometimes they need to kind of get that motor started, get it going. And yeah, they were off to a great start, but sometimes you get a little bit restless. You get too comfortable. And you don't want to get into that comfort zone. You want to be playing at 110% constantly. You don't want to give that up. You want to just keep that engine going at full capacity. And even if you're winning 45 to 22 in a Slayer, you want to just make sure you're just going to close it out. You don't want to take any risks.
Yeah, it's all about asserting dominance, and then the way I kind of always break down Halo games is there's more like capitalization and mitigation. You want to make sure in the situations when you have full control, you want to capitalize as much as possible. Make that spree go on as long as possible, force them on as many spawn kills as possible. When you're on the receiving end, as soon as you and your team lose control of the map, you want to just try to make the losses as insignificant as possible. You want to try to figure out ways like, all right, how do we get 1 or 2 kills out of this next push? That way they don't have this full stranglehold on us from spawn after spawn. And so I felt like in that situation, we saw a decent amount of capitalization from Check 6 right off the bat. But as soon as they lost control, they were not able to mitigate their losses. They were not able to stop that bleeding as fast as possible. We saw a trip cap from eRa shortly after Check 6's control, and they were able to close that near 40-point gap almost within that one setup. So that shows to me that Check 6 needs to make sure that when they lose control, they need to regroup a little bit better, a little bit faster. They can't just try to go all on their own and hope that someone gets a clutch play on their own. It has to be concerted efforts. They have to make sure they're pushing in some direction at the same time. And like I said, as long as you have some sort of plan, you know how to react. There has to be some sort of plan in play. It can't just be like, well, I feel like this might be the right play at the moment. And so we're going to have to see if Check 6 learns from their mistakes here in this next round.
All right, well, let's get right into it. This is a best-of-5 series. Game number 2, eRa Eternity is up 1-0 in the series. Plaza Slayer, you've got the sniper, you've got the overshield. We're going to kick things off with the veteran Nated as he's headed straight for that OS, and he is able to acquire that no problem. Doesn't even get
Not
shot.
a shot.
Look at this. He's got some help right here to pick up the sniper, but it doesn't matter. He's going to let his teammate go ahead and pick that up. Realizes that he's got the overshield, and he can kind of be that. He can be the Hulk on this squad. He's that front line. He's going to charge into you, and there is nothing that you can do.
Yeah, people ask how Nated always gets his intensity, and he says, I'm always angry, that's why. And Nated just doing such a good job. One thing I really liked about that overshield play when that sniper got down is he did not just go to instantly grab that weapon and try to go for no scopes. He went for the high value play, the high value, low risk play where he just lets his teammate grab that power weapon. He decides to help secure that area because he realized getting 1 kill, that's not going to be a free sniper. People are going to be putting so much pressure across the map on that. And look at this backup that Nated gives to his teammate Claim, as Claim now has sniper and Nated just cleaned up people over at the light rifle.
Look, I mean, you just see his little service tag right there. Brett just flying around over there with the plasma pistol now, kind of shimmying around the generator there by light rifle and just staying alive. And now Claim's going to make his way over, make a great rotation. As you notice, some of his teammates are dying, but wow, what a flank to answer back by Kratos. And that sniper is going to be down here. And Neptune, the young gun of this squad, he's going to get his hands on this sniper. Really excited to see if he's going to be able to take any players out with this and see if he kind of knows those routes and knows those angles that he needs to be checking. And it looks like he does. Players tend to peek out in a few of these areas that he's checking, and definitely going to turn around to check his back just in case. In case of a flank, and look at that. great prediction from Neptune. Maybe you got to call out, but great awareness nonetheless.
Yep, knows to check his 6 when he's playing against this squad right here. One thing that's interesting about the sniper play was we saw Kratos walk over that weapon and decides to opt to give that weapon to Neptune. One thing I've noticed when we've watched a couple other Legendary Cups is at the beginning of a map like Eden, Kratos is actually the player on eRa to go grab the sniper rifle. So I'm not sure if they have a favored sniper or that just happens to be their break on Eden, but that was a little curious to me that Kratos did not pick up the weapon and decides to give it to Neptune.
I'm going to be honest, Neptune looked at that dead red body on the wall, and I thought that was an actual player as well. He doubled back for a second. He's like, wait, was that somebody? But Neptune now, he's going to be out of sniper. He's got the light rifle. Spots Claim out in the open. Not much to do there from him as there is no place to run or hide, and great moves from Neptune. Playing aggressive, realizing that he had the advantage, making that push, but we've got sniper coming up, and we're going to see if they're going to be able to get their hands on that and kind of lengthen. Actually, they're not in the lead by that much, but maybe get a little bit of a lead, and you're going to see the rotations. I think with this squad, what we're seeing really well is just a ton of rotations. I mean, he's playing Ring Around the Rosie right now, going completely around sniper, and look at this.
Oh no. Nothing.
Out of ammo.
A tricky situation for Neptune right here. He's just gonna have to go for some no scopes unless he can find a pistol, which looks like it'll be the case right now. So now he's feeling a little bit better about any mid to close range fight, but still, end of the day, they're able to get control of that snipe, but not in a comfortable situation as of yet. Neptune would much rather be over at snipe plat with some people around him covering him, or he'd rather be over in yard having some safe area. Anytime you don't have all your angles locked down, though, that makes it for a risky play with the snipe.
I mean, just by watching this kid, I mean, you can tell he is so aware and just listening to all the call-outs from his teammates. You see him kind of constantly checking behind him, constantly looking at all the angles where players could be coming from, and you can tell he's great at predicting where these players are making moves from. And this is a player that's not just individually skilled, but look at that, just the prediction, knowing that a player could be flanking, knowing that, hey, this is a spot that someone's probably going to be pushing from. And this is where you get into those, like, hey, most of the time, 80% of the time, there's going to be a guy pushing from here. And if he's not, he's probably going to be pushing from over here. And look at this flank, or sorry, this rotation again. He's finally taken down as they have a lead by 2 kills.
Yeah, one thing an old teammate of mine, Saiyan, used to say is a big separation between top players and amateurs happens to be awareness. And you could tell right there that Neptune didn't ever really question like where players were coming from. He always kind of had those great predictions like you had called out strong side. And you could tell his awareness is on a whole nother level.
Over to Arctic right now as he's trying to help out his teammate here. Not going to be able to get the connection on that. That's going to cost him his life as he goes down, but you've got Demon D trying to finish off some kills, but Neptune once again with another sniper rifle. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to lay down some more kills here, and yes, he's going to take down Arctic. Musa finishes off Demon D, and you've just got him. I mean, if you're on the other end of this, it has got to be so frustrating trying to track down Neptune. He is using his teammates as a perfect just complete wall to get through, to try and get to him. And once you get through, he's going to be just on the opposite side of the map. He's just constantly rotating. Flies into the window. He's going to finish off the kill. What a move by this young kid just coming into the scene, showing why he's got some skill to play at the top.
Yeah, I believe this is his first LAN event, and he is coming out to play. An 11-kill lead right now for eRa. I'm not sure how Check 6 are going to be able to turn this one around.
Neptune checking down below, making sure no players are going to be flanking, just constantly checking every single corner and every single area that a player could be pushing from. So now you're going to see him push up with his teammate. Look at this, great push. This is a little 1-2, just back and forth. Just great moves from this guy. I mean, I cannot praise him enough. This is the first time I've really seen him play, and this is the first time I've seen him just kind of go off like this. And this is an absolutely amazing way to come into this tournament. It is 41-31, finally taken down. Almost gets the stick on top of that. Yeah, 10-kill lead, just the amount that this eRa tourney squad needs to close this game out. However, if there's a chance for Check 6 to bring this back, it's going to be with Sniper and Overshield. Unfortunately, that Overshield was burned. I believe it was by Arctic. Navy gets taken down Snipe. That's all 4 members down for Check 6. And the Sniper goes into the hands of Kratos. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to replicate what Neptune has been doing. You're seeing him in the same spot we saw Neptune earlier moments ago, but only 5 kills. But when you're up like that too, you don't want to completely slow up and play defense, because then you're just going to get collapsed on. But we're seeing them slow down here just a little bit. Kratos might get cornered out here if the player flanks in here through that runway. But this player's going to come flying in. Arctic, what a kill, taking down Kratos. Straight Sick goes down as well, 46-37. This would be a heck of a comeback if we saw that. But Demon D is going to fall, and that's going to be 47-39. Kill for kill happening. This looks like it's most likely going to go into the favor of eRa Eternity, as Straight Sick finds a nice little goodie here with 8 shots left in that sniper. So you can just kind of go to town right
Yeah, go to town. Honestly, in this situation on a map where he can't jump snipe off the map, I would probably have even just wasted that first clip of ammo just to be absolutely safe. But when you have that much confidence, as you see these members of eRa Eternity yelling out, you don't need to waste any bullets if you're not going to lose the weapon.
Neptune definitely feeling pretty confident, throwing some words over on the other side of the station there. And let's take a, oh my gosh, these stats. Neptune, 17 kills and 6 deaths. What a performance. And then you got Straight Sick behind him, 13, 8, and 3. Musa, 12. Kratos, 8. I mean, but just...
Yeah, the rest of the members of eRa going even as a whole, whereas Neptune going positive 11 to be that difference maker in this 50-39 victory.
I just can't believe it. I mean, that's incredible to see him just have that type of knowledge and have that type of awareness just coming in fresh to an event like that. It's not something you see very often. It's like with Hook, kind of came into the scene extremely hot and just made his way to the top.
And watching a lot of these kills that Neptune's getting, it's not like he's just sitting back, baiting teammates or anything along those lines. He's on the front line helping a lot of these pushes. He's hitting a lot of very difficult snipes throughout this game. And so that's what's most impressive too about that positive 11 performance.
Reminds me of also like players like Shotzi, Renegade. It's not too often where you see players kind of just come out of the woodworks and really pop into the scene and really just have these all-star performances. And he could be one of the next up-and-comers that could make it up to the top. We don't know. Time will tell, but it's not too often you see players like Renegade, Shotzi, or Hook come into the scene like
Yeah, it's very rare to see such a amount of success and confidence playing at this level of play in such an early career. So I agree with that fully.
Well, that's Neptune on your screen there, and Kratos definitely being the leader of that squad. You already saw him talking about the next game type probably. Getting ready to try and close it out in 3 over on the other side, check 6. Definitely looking a little bit startled, looking a little bit worried. And they're going to have to turn it around here. They've got to go for this reverse sweep. They've got to wake up. They've got to just get on the same page and close out a game victory.
Yeah, one thing that works for Check 6, though, is they've had a lot of practice throughout these Legendary Cups the last 4 weeks. And one thing that's going to play to their benefit is they've had a lot of ups and downs during those cups. Either series where they've gone down a game or 2 at the beginning, or they lost a full series early on and had to go through the elimination bracket to make all their way back. So we're going to have to see if that sort of practice and performance pays off here in this DreamHack Denver event, because right now you're down 2-0. Your only hope is a reverse sweep.
Yeah, we're going into Coliseum CTF. If Neptune gets in your cave, you're done. It's over. You're done. There is nothing you're doing. He is going to take you off of spawn, and there is nothing you're going to do. But if they're able to put more focus towards these power weapons, and without a doubt, just playing a little bit more aggressive and finding those openings, not getting caught back in your base, I think that's something I kind of possibly see Check 6 getting caught in. Maybe getting caught back in their base and playing a little bit too passive while you have eRa just kind of flying at your base.
Yeah, you absolutely cannot play passive. It's kind of this fine balance of knowing how much aggression you need to put, like putting players across the map, going for a flag or a power position, or how concerned you are about clearing out your base and making sure they don't get some sort of counter pull as you push away. So it's going to be kind of this constant push and pull of knowing where to position and knowing when to actually go in for the attack.
All right, well, once we get into this match, definitely think we should kick things off with Neptune. See if he's headed straight for that sniper. I wouldn't be surprised, although, yes, Kratos has been kind of the guy picking up the sniper, but I mean, after a performance like that, when someone's hot, I mean, you know, back in the day, sometimes we would change things up. If someone's hot, you're like, hey, you go for the sniper, I'll go doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree with that strategy entirely. Many times you want to have your preferred sniper, somebody who kind of gets comfortable knowing how to play with that weapon off the start and when the starting breaks. But if you have someone who is just ripping bases the whole time, you want to give that weapon to that player. Play to those advantages when one of your players is on fire.
Well, Neptune's able to assist that player coming up to the Rockets and get another.
Look at that read.
Another kill. What a play. That's already 3 down for Check 6, and they are infiltrating the base. Another kill happening there on the bridge with Kratos finishing naded off, and the spawns are getting ready to pop. You've got Neptune looking over. Wow, the player just runs right in front of him. I mean, that's very fortunate. Picks up the double kill. What a play, and now he's running the flag across the map down to bottom mid. And I would say a nice prediction there from Demon D, but he was quickly taken down and not much he could do. 2 down for Check 6. Are we going to see eRa keep this alive? Arctic with the sniper up top right now, doing everything he can. He's able to kill Kratos and get his eyes on the flag, but it wasn't enough. That flag is still on the move. It's going up through the shoulder. Can he get a stop? Gets the body shot on the player that's hiding on the flag, and we've got a player flanking in from behind. Are you serious? Arctic take it down straight 6. That's 3 down. Make that 4 down, and they are stopping this flag. But nobody's there to return it. There you go. You see a player come back to get that return, and that flag is moving. What a play. If they get this cap, it is because of Arctic, and they are stopped there. Nobody was there to keep that flag moving.
I was going to say, don't let his name fool you. Arctic is heating up right there as he is the sole reason that that team got the cap. Clearly not the sole reason. He clearly had some teammates help him out, but as you notice those plays as he got the snipes towards bomb center, his positioning over towards the cave side had to be the moment and set the opportunity for his teammates to push in and get that flagpole.
What a play. But now you've got Check 6 off the spawn, trying to get out of their base and stop this flag as it's moving. But they are able to take down 2 players from eRa and move up. It looks like Demon D will be able to get this return. Does know there is a player possibly nearby, so he's checking around. Rockets are going to be up, so you've got some players focusing on that from Check 6. Possibly making their way up, but it looks like he's taking shots and not able to get that move yet. But 2 down for Check 6. Demon D looking to make it 3. Ground pound to the face, but wow, Demon D is going to be able to finish off that kill, and that's going to be 2 down for both squads.
And here's one scary situation you talked about the Force Strong side is I'm noticing all these members of Check 6 just sitting back at their base. They're maybe not deliberately, but forced back into this defensive position. The only opportunity we've really seen them go in for some sort of flagpole was when they're trying to stop eRa from capping the flag. So we're going to have to see some better offensive plays here out of Check 6 if we're going to see them gather base and actually get an attempt at a cap.
Demon D is able to take down straight 6, and Neptune falls to Arctic as well. We've got Rockets in the hands of Native going up to top bridge here. Tries to get the rocket. That's going to be a little bit too far ahead, and the sniper is up, so he's got to try and get some cover here for his teammate. Not able to. Throws a plasma grenade. Almost hits him, or does hit himself, but he's got to get out of there. 3 players fall from eRa, though, somehow, and now Native's able to potentially get a flag moving. Misses another rocket, and that player will go down, but the flag is moving, so that is a good sign. We've got the flag moving. It's going down below by Snipe, but you're going to see Arctic fall with that sniper as well.
I like that play from Demon D. Demon D opts to not continue running that flag. He tries to actually double back towards eRa's silver. Didn't end up paying off. He ended up getting sniffed out and ended up getting killed. But whole point being is he did not want to fully desperate that back towards his fountain, have his team all confined in one area or one half of the map, and get stuck there.
All right, let's take a look in observer mode and see where these players are pushing out from the eRa squad as Native makes his move towards inside of the base. He's got a teammate nearby as well, but that's going to be a trade. Sniper in the hands of Kratos. I believe that might have been a 2-for-1 right there, but that's 3 down for eRa. Native's able to get it out front. He's down to 1 shot, not able to get it, but able to get that flag out. Now they just have to slay. If they can slay and keep that flag alive, they may be able to get this past that 50-yard line over towards their base. You see Arctic making the move down below. That's 2 down for eRa. Can they make it 3? That player is trying to sneak and stay alive towards that side, but Arctic is running this flag right through the gut, up the middle. He's able to get the cap, and they are able to put one on the board and slowly, potentially win this game and make an epic run throughout the rest of the series.
Yeah, one thing Check 6 did very well right there is when they finally got control and started to push across the map, they made great use of that control and actually were able to translate that into a capture. One thing we have not seen from eRa so far in this game. Every single time they've been close, they've had control of Check 6's base. However, every single time they bring the flag out, something bad happens. Either a great defensive play from someone like Demon D who gets a kill and stops it, or possibly the Arctic sniping spree that we saw over at Snipe side and over at Blue Cave.
Nice shots before that battle by Arctic, getting a perfect kill, trying to get the double, wasn't able to, but Demon D now just trying to stay alive. Doesn't seem to really know where absolutely anybody is at, spinning in circles, just trying to find anyone. But he does spot the player inside his base. He will get the finish. Goes down as well, though. That's going to be 3 down for eRa. We may see a flag move. Yes, we do. Arctic is running the flag and stays alive. Beautiful job by Arctic to get that flag out in the middle. Now he is just a nuisance for eRa Eternity to just know that there's a guy behind them somewhere that they have got to just push up and try and get this player out of their base. Just clean him out.
Yeah, it's always so tough when you see that flag carrier running across the map. Your whole goal is you want to just kill that player. You want to make sure that that flag run gets stopped immediately. However, when you're putting damage on that flag player and that player stays alive, it's incredibly frustrating because it usually creates an opportunity for the defenders to get some sort of shots when you're shooting the flag carrier, and it just turmoils into this really difficult situation where you just kind of die and you never got the kill on the flag person. And look at that sort of counter cap somehow there.
Yeah.
You saw eRa was actually able to take advantage of that whole situation when the flag was in the center of the map and get a cap of their own.
What a play to bring themselves back, and now Native with the sniper, but he's quickly going to go down as well. And you've got Check 6 now with potentially Rockets and Sniper again, so we may see a good... Oh! But no, Musa was able to pick up that Sniper and punish him. Rockets are down. And look at this. We're going to see if they're able to make that push into the base. He's going to go back for these Rockets. We got a nice little combo here. Nice little combo.
But a scary situation is we saw 3 members, all 3 members of eRa fell right there during that situation. And Musa gets a body shot, gets the headshot on Native, who's run the flag. That is going to be enough to stop the flag run as Straight Sick cleans up that body shot kill on Arctic. Now, this is also a risky play at the moment. I would like to see him pass that off and then use those power weapons to get some kills.
Oh, he's not able to stay alive as he turns the corner. I completely agree with you there, Walsh. He could have just maybe tossed the flag out and kind of hung back. There were 2 players down, so he only had 2 players to really worry about. And if you get picked off in a moment like that, you're just hurting your team's efforts.
It's tough not to do that in the heat of the moment, though, because as he saw 2 players down, he's like, all right, I can toss this flag towards the bomb center. I can still stay alive and then get the slays, because he had the intention of getting the slays. It just felt like it took a little too much damage as he was trying to toss it off from DMR side.
And we're seeing a lot from eRa Eternity, just constantly flanking over towards the other side of the map. But we're not able to see them get that flag past the 50-yard line just yet. We've got Kratos inside the base with Rockets. That's going to be 1 down, almost 2 down. Another missed rocket. A lot of missed rockets we're seeing in this game. 2 down right now. Gets the nade, picks up the double. That's 3 down for Check 6 for just a moment, and what a stop here. That's going to be Demon D getting a double kill on Kratos and Straight Sick. Almost the triple. Musa's going to have to back down, and what a defensive play there by Demon D.
Yeah, he looked like he was backed into a corner, and he prevailed in a situation like that. And those are literally flag-saving kills. Either of those kills did not go down, you know that flag would have been pulled across the bridge, and you don't know what would have happened.
You got Musa making a push in, not going to fight that battle to the death, going to stay alive and opt to wait for his teammates to push up here. But Straight Sick's going to go down, so he potentially does have to make that push as he's got players from the other side of the map pushing up, but keeps getting down to 1 shot, so he doesn't have any teammates nearby to help him out. What a play. Makes that aggressive move, gets the melee kill, and still alive, just blocking those spawns at the same time. That's going to be 2 down for Check 6. He's not able to get the flag. Oh, no, it did. It bounced off the bridge, so he's able to get that out. If they're able to get the slay, that's a triple kill by Straight Sick, and that last player is going to be able to finish him off, so that flag is down bottom middle. They're going to have to get another slay rotation, though. Kratos jumping around, noticed a player around him, tried to go for the assassination, but look at this. Musa's got the flag back at his base, but the flag will be taken, and now he's just got to get the return. Another player flies in. He's going to go for that reset. Another player flying in again. Where are these players coming from? 3 down. They are able to get that flag cap. eRa Eternity goes up 2-1. Less than 3 minutes remaining. Not much time to work with. If you're Check 6, you gotta work together and you gotta work quick right here, because look at this. eRa Eternity, they're already back in your base.
Yeah, that's the tough situation when eRa is still putting pressure after they got in that second cap. However, the proper reaction to a situation like that is you have to push out of your base. You almost have to welcome those chaotic situations. Even though it's scary that you could have the 3rd and potential final flag capped against you, you only have 2 minutes and 10 seconds to get some sort of capture. So you have to just kind of take advantage of the numbers. try to push across the map. Put that one single member who's back at your base in a tough decision where they decide either to prematurely run the flag or leave his teammates out to dry in a 3v4 situation.
And how important is this last sniper in the Rockets that just came up as well?
Oh, incredibly important. I mean, right now, obviously, Czech 6 would love to get that in their hands, try to use that in their favor. However, neither weapon is in their hands. We notice Rocket's the hand of Neptune as he tries to get those last few bullets of the sniper rifle in the Czech 6 cave.
Looks like that flag is moving. It's already back towards their base. Kratos got the flag up right there, and you're going to see Musa move in. He gets the flag. He gets the cap. A lot of trash talk coming out from this squad. They're feeling good after a 3-0 victory, and eRa Eternity is going to move on to fight another day.
Yeah, and you know these players have some kind of history behind them as well. I mean, Kratos and Nade used to team. I believe Kratos and Claim. Obviously, there must be some history with Neptune and some of the players on their squad, but you notice right there just a lot of emotions flowing out of these players after a match like that. There's nothing better and more rewarding than winning that match and being able to just kind of have that weight lift off your shoulders, be able to celebrate and settle on the battlefield like that. It's such a rewarding moment. All those weeks and months of practice paying off here at DreamHack Denver.
Well, a lot of flags pulled. Taking a look at the stats there, my gosh. He had 9 flags pulled from Czech 6. And he had 7 flags pulled from eRa Eternity. So a lot of missed opportunities. But eRa, you saw them kind of just, play a bit more aggressive at the right times. And when it came down to a few moments, getting those power weapons, that rocket and the last sniper, that really kind of, I think, was a big factor in sealing the deal on that last cap.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the kind of outslays. I mean, we always try to talk about objective efficiency, but when you get outslayed by 12 kills, it's fairly uncommon to win the objective game. You have to do something right, and clearly we saw a lot of defensive plays from Czech 6, and we never saw them really able to capitalize in the moments that they needed to.
Well, you saw a little bit of different playing there from Neptune as well. Maybe not as flashy and maybe not putting up big numbers, but you did see some objective work from him there, kind of giving you the impression that he can kind of be focused and kind of do it all and not just be, hey, I need to be the Slayer. I need to be putting up the biggest kills. And sometimes you'll have that flaw with open players that they want to just be the main Slayer. They want to be the star of the team. But it's not always about that. You got to be able to kind of shift things up and be able to do it all.
I will say, not the result I was expecting, honestly. I did think we were going to go to a Game 5. I felt like this series, more than anything else, had the capability to be that game, and to just see eRa Eternity completely dismantle. You know, like, that just, to me, that's like a fundamental flaw perhaps in this team. Like, they probably need to, like, go back and really look at what were some of the pain moments there from Czech 6, because there certainly were a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's always tough to try to predict some of those matches when you have two, what I would arguably fairly evenly matched squads, but as soon as one gets on fire, one starts to falter, you can see that snowball effect take effect, and
Very
it's
true.
just really tough because eRa got on a roll and they could not be stopped.
Yeah, they were just on the money. Neptune, this kid he's nasty. He's got a very bright future in competitive Halo, that's for sure. I do want to get thoughts on the way that they were able to open up games 1 and 2 here. You know, most importantly, game 2, that Plaza matchup, they had snipe control for a good portion of the game. They were in the driver's seat from start to finish, it felt like. I don't know. What about you, Dave?
I felt like Czech 6 actually got the better starts in game number 1 and game number 2. We saw Czech 6 get off to about a 40-point start on Strongholds on Eden, and then when it came to Plaza Slayer, we saw Nade getting that first overshield, helping get control of that first sniper, but just felt like it didn't translate throughout the rest of the match.
Yeah.
So even though they got a couple of hot starts on those games, it felt like eRa was able to kind of bounce back much easier. They seem to have a better game plan when they're on the back foot.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, right? Like, yeah, you know, you start the game off strong, sure, and I did say start to finish, so I do redact my statement. But still, though, they were able to just switch that so quickly, eRa Eternity, that despite the great start, you're not able to build anything off of that. And eRa Eternity, it just, as you said before, it just snowballed.
Yeah,
Mike.
absolutely.
So what does Czech 6 do moving forward here?
I mean, looking at kind of their composure after each match, you could tell that they were not feeling too good. They were kind of letting that get them down, and you talked about that emotionally. Sometimes players let a loss get to them. You can't let that happen. I'd say emotionally this team needs to get hyped. They need to get into it. I didn't feel like we saw that type of momentum and that type of like hype, that type of energy from this squad. I think we've seen a lot of energy from Naden in the past, and those are the times he shines. But as a squad as well, I feel like we didn't see that type of energy constantly. I mean, we're seeing eRa just talking over the table, just talking trash, trying to get into their heads. And, maybe that did play a little bit of a factor. We talked about that a little bit before the match. And we even saw Neptune. Neptune was standing up, screaming and yelling at the other team over the table.
When he got it, you got it.
So I'm sure there was some communication there between Kratos and him, and just saying, hey, let's try and get in their heads. Let's make sure that we're yelling at them, especially if we win. And what happens? Like, make sure we shut them down.
And it felt like it worked just visually, and then it just translated into the game as well. Well, guys, of course, we've been giving away stuff all weekend long. This time, we're giving away another rec pack, and the code this time is Onset for Denver. I regret that decision. I wish we never tweeted that out, because that should not be the case. Onset is a horrible friend who has betrayed me. He has turned his back on me numerous times. Yeah, I see you right there. I'll fight you. Anyway.
Now I'm starting to wonder, because it seems like you have a problem with every other caster.
Everyone's picking on me, man.
Is there any casters here that you're friends with that you enjoy?
Butters and Nighty. Those are my boys.
Okay.
Those are my boys.
The new guys who you haven't been able to make enemies with yet.
But
I'm
sure it'll happen.
As soon as people get to know you, is that how it goes?
People get to know me, and then the hate just starts to flow through their veins. In any case, let's go ahead, send it down for our Xfinity post-game interview. Take it away.
I've got Musa here, and he's been standing waiting for so long whilst Bronze Boy talks about himself once again. Musa, I mean, an incredible game for you guys, and it looked like it meant a lot beating Czech 6. Is there a lot of history behind you and those guys?
Yeah, man. My best friends, Uriah, Donnie, Claim, and Arctic. Some of my best friends, man. Like, we have a lot of beef because, they're as good as I am, even better. But I love when I beat them. Because, you know why? Because we have that rivalry, that sibling rivalry, that, I'm going to one-up you every time. You know what I mean? That's why, when I go against them, I'm always talking, always going crazy, because, that gets in their head. You know what I mean? It may not, but for me, at least, it helps.
And of course, that victory means you are in the championship bracket tomorrow as well, which I think is what you would have expected coming into this tournament. What do you think about some of the other teams in the championship bracket? Because we've seen Vexed from Europe. They've also qualified for the championship bracket. What's your thoughts about the European teams?
Man, the European teams came out to play, man. This event, dude, Denver, they took 2 games from my team, actually. But they came out to play. They are extremely good this time. You can tell that they practiced. They are not happy with that 3-win, whatever. But champ bracket, expect some upsets.
And what's your expectations going into the championship bracket? Because clearly you're happy to make championship bracket, of course. But what would you like to achieve this event?
I would love to place inside top 8. I want to win the whole tournament, but confidence-wise, I think we can make top 4, top 2. Even win it, man. I honestly think so. Confidence is just my thing, man. I really believe we can do that. As a team, my great team is Kratos, Straight Sick, 2 gods, and himself. Got so much history, so much experience. They taught me, they taught Neptune so much as a team, you know? I really believe we'll win this year.
Everyone's got to aim for that #1 spot. All right, just any final shout-outs, any friends, family you want to shout out?
Oh, I love to shout out Zach, the CEO, my homie, eRa Eternity for sending us out. I would love to give a shout out to Kratos' nephew. It's his birthday today. Somebody get Celtic Kratos. And on top of that, my older brother. He's always here with me. Even if you see him, he's always around me, helping me out, giving me water. Dude, I love the guy, man. He's my right hand. I love him.
Well played. Best of luck in championship bracket tomorrow. We'll send this one back over to the desk with Golden Boy and the rest of the guys.
Thank you so much, Gaskin. I will not sling an insult your way, because I'm going to talk about that awesome interview, because Musa,
dude,
love the passion from that guy.
So much passion, man. You could feel the energy just watching the interview. I mean, that's a player you want by your side. You hear him talking about Straight Sick and Kratos, how he's just saying that they've taught him so much. You want somebody that's going to take everything in and just learn. He's just going to take it all in. He's going to listen. And sometimes, that's what it comes down to. Just a player that's going to listen and do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, and I feel like that works out really well for a guy like Kratos, who likes to take charge, likes to take the lead oftentimes. And we saw it like even back then with the Legions when, you brought in L-Town, Suspector, two guys who've been around the space for a while, but like everyone was kind of just like learning together. And now with that experience that Kratos has from being at the literal top of the mountain at the Halo World Championship, placing second place there, how much you could take away from that. You also did the same thing, back in the day. I believe, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the team name. Turning Point. One of my actually favorite names, by the way. This isn't, I'm not sucking up here because we are mortal enemies, but I love that team name. But you did that as well, right? You work with players who were in the space, kind of new, and you were teaching them the ropes.
Yeah, I think there's always a lot of give and take. I think the best people who are the best leaders on teams are the ones that aren't just fully directing, but also extracting information. Because not one person doesn't know always the exact best strat or the best way to win a map, mode, or game type. And so I think learning from your teammates, knowing which parts to try to objectively debate, where it's like, all right, well, why should we run the flag this way? What benefits does this give? Running the flag carbine side versus pink side, running it bottom mill versus this, and knowing how to support each kind of strategy, because in most cases, every strategy usually has some validity to it, and it just kind of depends on kind of the supporting roster and the exact situation.
Yeah, you got to be able to just work together as a unit. I like what you said there, though. Extracting information, that is very, very important, and players have to be able to take that information in. Correct, Mike?
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's where you see the rise of a lot of players that just take in that information. And communication, one of the biggest things, not just in-game, out of game. Extracting that information, trying something new. I think that's one of the biggest things, especially when you're at the top. Everyone's gunning for you, so you have to be the team that's creating new strategies or kind of taking stuff from other teams and kind of making it your own and implementing something new. But it takes a lot of communication outside of the game, going over theater, going over gameplay to try and make something happen, so you can make sure everyone's on the same page. If you do something that nobody's ever done before, whether it's holding the ball down in green room on lockout or running a flag a very unconventional way. And sometimes the unconventional way works out because the other team doesn't think you're going to do that. Yeah. But your team knows you're going to do that, and you're set up for a play like that.
Set up for success. You got to love it there, folks. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and sunset this discussion here. Lots to take away from it, though. Again, an incredible interview there from Musa, who we heard from eRa Eternity. We'll be seeing them in the championship bracket moving forward in this competition. That being said, though, we have another big matchup taking the stage. It's going to be a very familiar face. It's going to be